Landry.
Hey guys,
No.
Were you recording that entire time?
welcome to Run It Back. I'm Fletcher Newman.
And I'm Brooklyn Kaufman.
Miss
Y'all are
Wondering.
all
Hey, it's Cole, guys. Whoa.
Cole.
And
do
we're
you wanna-
here with...
Landry
Cole.
Combs. What is wrong with you?
Do you want to introduce everybody?
We're here with guests today. We're very unorganized, if you can't already
We
tell.
are organized.
Just
We're here with
anonymous.
Landry and Benji, here to talk with us, our first student guests
Landry
on the
and Benji
podcast.
You didn't say our last name.
You're supposed to introduce yourself.
Do you know
Benji
their last
Cardenas
names?
and Landry Combs. I know last names.
Did I write it
What's the
down?
first... Oh my goodness.
This is terrible.
We're gonna move on and just skip introductions anymore because...
Wait, I have to talk about what you're wearing.
Then hurry up.
Are you wearing your Wranglers?
No, these are Hollister jeans. I told you, those are only on the weekends.
Do you get them dry cleaned?
I wore them. We had our thing on Sunday night for with Miss Fondren, and I wore them, and she looked surprised, and I wasn't really that surprised.
Are they
'cause
like
I'm used to it.
bootcut Wranglers?
Yeah. What
Do you
kind
wear
of
boots?
Wranglers do you
Oh,
buy?
Lord.
Do you wear the Nikes?
I've never
No,
seen
I wear
you in
boots.
Nike with.
I've never seen you wear cowboy boots.
Exactly, because you never see me on the weekend.
Let's
You be
throw a party
partying
for
on the
Fletcher
weekends.
on the
I be
weekend.
partying at the country club.
He has
Oh,
church
okay.
Got
Wranglers
the
and
square
party
dance sweat
Wranglers,
with-
if you
That's
haven't
fascinating.
heard.
That's upsetting.
Like Michael Scott's fun jeans, that's basically what they are.
Anyway, Cole is cheery today.
I guess.
That's
He's
because
well
we
and
took
alive.
4 takes on our intro.
Those were the best
That was such a-
intros.
Benji's here. So
Hi.
You should sound way more enthusiastic than your
Benji's
boyfriend's
here.
There you go.
Woo!
I guess my boyfriend's here, guys. I mean, he just like showed up.
You have a boyfriend, Cole?
No, I was acting
Oh
as
my
God,
God, what's
coming
his
out?
name? Just kidding.
Moving on.
And Landry's here too.
Who's Landry? Who's Landry?
I feel appreciated.
she
She what?
she be here.
She be here.
This is Run It Back, the podcast where we cover Thursday to Thursday, and guess what? It's Thursday, second week in a row. We made it
Third week
on
in a
Thursday.
row.
No.
it's the second.
Yes.
No, it's
Landry listens to our podcast.
Yeah, Landry knows more than you, Fletcher. That just says a lot. Maybe we should just have Landry on.
Yeah.
As a
I'll
regular
replace
instead
Landry.
Dang it, Cole.
Then you won't have to go.
Honestly.
What's Landry?
Yeah, then I would get a real introduction and wouldn't mess up work.
Fletcher.
Let's run it back to who we are. I have the questions that I stole from the question bank. What's
The
your most
website?
unusual talent?
You need to cite your website.
I'll figure out what it's called one
My
day.
most unusual talent?
Mhm.
What's talent?
Wow.
I have one, but
That's
it's like, it's
fantastic.
kind of gross, and I don't do it anymore.
Let us know. Tell us.
Oh, I can do the finger snap thing really
Fart
fast.
babies.
That thing?
That's not a.
That's not a talent.
Thank you.
I know, but I can do it really
Is
fast.
it
It's
secret? It's
unusual,
not
though.
secret
That's the
anymore.
point.
I want to know what your gross one was.
Well, it's gross.
Can't say it on camera.
And I'm going to get judged, even though I don't do it anymore.
I'm not gonna judge you.
I used to be able to take the spit in my mouth
Oh,
and
God.
swish it to like a really like precise rhythm of a song,
That's not really.
and I could change. I swear I could change like the tone of it
What
too.
about Cotton Eye
I
Joe?
don't think that actually happened.
Should
I
try
think that
that
was all in
Cotton
your
Eye Joe.
head.
It
Or
definitely.
I
was all
can
in
do
your
it like
head.
I just did it.
Oh,
Nobody can hear it.
That's the thing.
It's
like,
literally
you
in
can't-
his own
Maybe his
head.
Hear it.
It's like,
You can't hear it, but I can do it. Like if you put a microphone inside of my mouth, it would sound like Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah, this isn't real. at
It's
all.
most
Anyway.
definitely real. When do I ever lie about stuff that I can do? Like that backflip. I didn't lie. I can do a backflip.
He can't do a
Was it any
backflip.
good?
No, he didn't do a backflip.
Yeah, I definitely did a backflip.
it's just roll.
We'll talk about that later. Anyway, Benji, unusual talents.
Oh, unusual talents. I don't really know.
He can vibrate his eyes.
Most people
What?
do that.
What does that even
How do you-
mean?
Can anyone
I've
in this
seen-
room vibrate their eyes?
I can't,
What
but
does
I
that
have a
mean?
friend that can, and it looks
Vibrate
really
your eyes.
creepy.
That made me
Exactly.
so
It
uncomfortable.
makes me feel cross-eyed.
You look a demon.
Uh, Landry?
Appreciate that.
Not really talented.
Me.
Dang, you stole my
No,
bit.
But
That was my bit too,
Yeah,
Cole.
we all three had the same thing. We should all sit at the same time.
Cole's talented at
dang.
sassy remarks.
I think I'm just good at being
I
annoying.
think I have a dry wit.
A dry wit.
Are we all good at
It's
watching
not really
TV
unusual,
shows?
though.
I'm good at watching
Is that
The
a
Office.
hidden talent?
It's
Ooh.
a talent. You can binge
Everyone
watch it
here
the whole
except
night.
for Benji
It's just
really
electrician.
watches The Office.
That's honestly
I'm sorry.
a what's it called? Criteria that you need to be on the show. You have to watch The Office.
I
Get
think I'm on. I'm on.
What about
season
Mr.
2,
Gates?
I think.
See, because Cole hasn't finished. Oh, Mr.
I did finish.
We don't
Mr. Gates
discriminate if you
finished
haven't
till
finished.
Tuesday.
But
As long as you've
he
seen
has-
at least one episode of The Office.
Yeah.
You have enough knowledge.
So
to be
Benji's
on.
fine. He's seen
I
it.
am fine.
Just by
We
being
need to
around
check
Brooklyn,
Mr. Gates though.
We do need
I don't
to
know
check.
if
We'll
Mr.
check.
Gates seen any of The Office.
We'll send an email.
Send him like the link to
What's the
Netflix.
dumbest way y'all have been injured? Y'all been injured.
I have a good
Oh,
one.
Oh, I have a good one too.
I have a
Okay.
very good
How
one.
about all of y'all go before me since I.
Okay, I'll go first.
Alright.
I was like 8 or whatever, and I was walking. You know, on those above ground pools, how they have the, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
like the
The
steps,
lining?
not the steps. Yeah, like the
ladder.
lining.
yeah.
I was walking on the lining, and I fell, and I chipped my tooth.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
But like a different situation.
yeah.
You see, what happened to me was I was at the state fair, let's say 3 years ago, and then I was getting strapped into this spinny ride.
Oh, Brooklyn knows. Brooklyn is
Oh, God.
aware of what
And-
happened.
So this guy, something was wrong with the strapping, and so like they unclipped it as I was leaning forward, and the metal bar hit me in the face.
Oh my god.
Chipped my tooth. I was like in shock for a good 10 minutes. Like I was like, my tooth is gone, and the guy's like, "You're not bleeding. You're fine."
Yeah,
But it was like a golden grill. And
That's
everything.
a lot more
You gotta tell
traumatic
us
than
what
that.
your mom did. What
Oh
your
yeah,
mom
my
did.
mom. So we kind of in a. what's
Keep
it called?
stuttering.
What is it called? A
Suing.
lawsuit or something?
She's suing the state
Yeah,
fair
she-
of Texas.
They admitted it and everything. Still in the press.
That is so.
People who went to Walnut Grove or who went to like middle school with me would know, like close people. It's really stupid. They made fun of me. They airdropped the picture of my lost tooth. That was on the internet.
There's a
He was on the
picture?
news.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
on
God.
this, like I was supposed to be on the news and interviewed and everything. I was like interviewed and stuff. It was crazy.
Without his teeth.
Yeah, without my teeth. So I had like a lisp. It hurt. It was really bad. I went to the ER that night. They were like filling my teeth. It was horrible.
Wait, smile.
Your sound's a lot worse than mine.
Your
So.
teeth are ugly.
Fletcher,
It
do you
was
have
bad.
one?
Yeah, it
Like,
sounds
because we stayed
I
there
don't
for
think
another
I do.
4
really
hours.
bad.
I just have everyone should their teeth.
The only thing I can think of is I was trying to get off a trampoline in my grandma's backyard, and my foot got stuck in the spring, and I fell, like, my foot got stuck, so I fell like this, and I fell down, and I ended up, like, my shoulder got pushed back, so I pulled this neck muscle, and it hurt for a week, but I looked like an idiot because I was swinging upside down from the trampoline spring.
Oh.
I have 2 identical burn marks on both of my legs. Let me just from
Wait,
years
could
in
you-
between.
From a George Foreman grill?
Stop!
That's so
Get
funny.
out!
That was good.
Anyway. No, actually, it was 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was a 7th grade volleyball player.
We love this. This
Played
was the Brooklyn that was
athletics.
my best friend. Was this dumb Eve?
Now you hate me, right?
You were
Yes.
in athletics?
Fletcher!
I wouldn't call it athletics for her. I'm just kidding.
Shut up!
Brooklyn has
little
an
bit higher
ounce of
than-
athletic
Let me.
ability.
I was on C-team volleyball.
Then she
You're
was
really
a
not-
manager.
Then I was a track manager. Anyway,
C-team manager on the
C
volleyball.
team.
I was the A-team manager for
C-team
volleyball in 8th
backup
grade,
water
just
girl.
by the way. Anyway, I was curling my hair for volleyball pictures, and I was so
Gotta look
tired
good
that
for
I
those
just
C-team pictures.
I put my
It wasn't
curling
that
iron
early.
instead of on the counter. I put it on my lap instead, and just
Hate it when
sat
that
there for a
happens.
second until I realized my leg is burning, and I was
What's
just
that?
shot it up, and the skin was on. I had to get rid of that curling iron on my curling iron. The skin was on it.
That's
And then she
cookie.
walks out in
God.
her volleyball spandex, and we're all very concerned for her because there's a giant burn mark just on her thigh.
And then
Anybody
She
Please.
took a picture in it.
2 years later, I was making my sister's spider costume
Spider costume?
for a play. Yeah,
Oh,
she
yeah,
had to be
that's
a
funny.
a
I thought it was for
spider.
Halloween.
No, for a play. And I was hot gluing, and I was being a little not careful with the hot glue, and so
A little
then
risky.
I moved the hot glue gun too fast while also squeezing the button, and so then a clump of hot glue landed straight on my leg
They should pull a
on
bench
maximum
warmer.
heat. And then I just started screaming, and then I texted Benji, and then I called him because I couldn't even text. I was screaming so much because just hot glue was like burnt into my skin. Anyway,
She was pulling a bench warmer. You know when
Yeah, I pulled it
whenever
out.
you were just
Okay.
holding the potato, you were just yelling.
Yeah.
It was like her on like sitting.
like it was still on my leg. It was on my leg for like a solid
It,
hour
like
until
dry
I
and she
had
had to
enough.
pick it off. I was
Why
trying.
didn't? Could you not like wash it off?
No.
It was hot glue.
She was screaming too much.
What if
wait.
you would have put
I-
your
I
legs
thought I was
together
gonna
and
pass
would've
out, it
stuck,
hurt so bad.
So your
I don't
legs
think-
were stuck together.
You
I
didn't
was
try
crying. I couldn't even
to. You
see.
couldn't wash it before it dried off, or am I just being stupid?
No, like I
It dries
literally.
in like 4 seconds.
Yeah.
But also, like I was sat on my floor panicking for a solid 5
But
minutes.
also,
That's
it's
what I would
only
do, too.
hot for like 4 seconds. So,
But it
and
was
it dries.
burnt into my skin.
Okay.
Like
It is-
my skin was in the hot glue when I took it off.
How'd you get it off? Like, how did it?
I
she
cried.
rolled like a band.
I went. Ah!
And then more skin came up.
Yeah,
And
basically.
now she has 2 twin scars on her thighs.
Yeah, just so y'all know. And Landry,
Oh, right. Okay, so I was a really stupid kid. And I would...
What?
let's just start with that.
Wait.
Shut up, Richie. And I would put big boxes on my head and run into walls. Because that's how I amused myself.
Just to feel.
And one time, I don't know why we had a big box, I don't know, big things. Put it on my head and was running into walls, and I guess I ran into a door. And, like, doors have knobs, right?
Mhm.
And I'm very short. And so my eyeball
Very
Oh,
short.
very short.
nailed, like, the doorknob, like, right in my face, and I got a black eye. And then I quit running myself into walls with boxes.
Bless
I
you.
Only
learned my
learned by
lesson.
experience.
It was a good time.
Okay,
Moving
now,
on.
We're gonna go into my favorite thing to do when we have guests. I'm gonna let our guests describe the other.
Mr.
hosts.
Gates roasted everyone.
Mostly
when he
just
did
me.
that.
He told me I needed to get a new outfit. Were y'all there? Y'all were there. Y'all weren't.
No, it
Thank
was
God
funny.
you're not wearing your leopard pants, because I would have said the exact same
She
thing.
I
wore
wore them
yesterday.
yesterday.
I know, it made me upset.
They're Fletcher's favorite of my.
No, they're not.
Oh,
I
thought you were being
criticized them last
serious.
time. I was like,
oh my God.
who
He
wears
hates them.
leopard pants?
She sent
Like,
me a picture as she was buying them, and I was like, please don't do that. She was like, oh, too late.
The Lord said, "Let there be leopard print," and I said, "Okay, God." And so I bought them for $8, and they're the highest quality pants I have. So
$8
there's that.
pants.
I
Anyway.
can't wait for them
Wears.
to just fall apart.
From us.
Did you say who
Because they're the
cares?
highest quality.
No, who wears
Nice.
like
Who wears?
who wears $8 pants?
Me.
But then I started thinking
What?
about it.
Me?
Like, if you go to a thrift store.
No, I know, but like I don't think I own
sorry,
a pair
not
of
everybody's
pants
rich like
that are
you,
like
Fletcher.
$8.
okay, we get it. The
It's
Wranglers.
okay, we all live in
The Wrangler.
Some type of money coming in.
I wear shorts that are less than $8.
You wear shorts
Wow.
that are less than shorts.
That are less than 8 inches.
Anyway, y'all want to describe us? What's
Landry, go first.
Oh, I was going to make you go first.
Nah, I went first last time.
You suck. Okay, so Cole seems like a little bit of a butt
say
hurt.
something
there all
But-
the
I
time.
thought you were gonna say something else. I was like, God.
Sorry. You seem like you get butt hurt extremely easily.
I really do. That's actually.
He said I really do.
Okay, I was right. Yay. Sorry, Cole. It just seems like that's the situation. And then Fletcher, actually.
Oh, no.
I don't know what I want to say about you without being too mean. You seem like you think you are God.
You're not.
That is
And I'm sorry to inform
fantastic.
you that is not the case whatsoever. It's simply not.
It's
So-
like only this class. I just lose all boundaries and don't
I'm
give like
very
any
aware in the like 10 minutes that I was in the same room as you. And then Brooklyn, sweetie.
Sweetie.
It's mostly because Brooklyn tries so hard. So it's
Listen,
so
I didn't ask
easy.
you to describe me, Fletcher.
Oh.
That's what Mr.
Sassy.
Gates said, did he not? He calls you a tryhard.
Everybody called me a tryhard. What do you mean?
Yeah, that is true.
I can't really say any mean things about Brooklyn because me and her are the same person. And if
It
I
do
say
be true, though.
anything, I don't know how many situations.
She also ran into walls with Sorry.
No, that's what made me like
Separated
Brooklyn. Is
up.
I
That
hit
would
my
not
head too many
surprise
times
me.
and I turned into her.
Dang, that's
Basically.
dang,
But-
that's insulting.
Anything that I do to insult her, I'm really insulting myself as well. But I don't know. Brooklyn, you're the homie. I made you an athlete. That was a pretty cool time.
Yeah, and then I went back and just lost it all.
Yeah.
When Fletcher says, "Wait, you were in athletics?" I'm kind of offended about it.
In 7th grade, she was a stud. In middle school, if you were a
I
favorite,
was
you
in
did
PE.
everything, and I made her one of the favorites.
Benji was in PE.
I was in PE.
Oh, that's so sad.
In
Now you're a
in
varsity
seventh-
athlete.
in
Good
seventh-
job, bud.
In 7th grade.
Nice.
Wow, I feel so accomplished.
Okay, you want to describe us?
Be careful what you say about Brooklyn.
Literally.
Start with
Oh,
her.
describe me too.
I
I'm gonna
honestly
say something
think-
mean.
She.
You know
She's
you're
probably-
allowed
Benji's-
to
really think
smack
hard
Benji's
her.
in a
Closest
tough
representation
situation right
is
now.
a dog or like a I
You
don't know.
called your girlfriend a dog?
That's
Wow,
what
that's
what we
Not
say
that
all
way,
the
not
time.
That way,
We
but like
Benji
she'll bite
beats his
you. She'll
girlfriend
bite
in the
you if
butt.
she has to,
What?
or if she wants to. Either or.
Benji, you took this to a new.
It just depends on the
He
situation.
tried so
Fletcher
hard to make it
called me
nice.
a
He
dog
stood all the way
yesterday.
other.
But
Fletcher said I was
No,
like
like
a newborn
we've
puppy.
said that. We like it's
Newborn.
not just me either. Like I think Cole said it one time
Miss Fonderness said
because you were like,
Yapping.
what was it? You were in
We were going to the
line for the musical and you tried to like
Oh,
you
yeah.
got scared because you were by yourself.
Oh,
And I tried
yeah.
to go do something. And you moved out of line where there was like 100 people behind you. You're like, no, stay in line.
He looked at me.
So
he
you
like
don't
put
have
his
to
hand
get
on my
on
head and
the
was
line.
like,
You're
"Stay,
telling us
stay."
that
And you
I
kept
have to
following.
like everywhere we go, we kind of have to.
You have to like you have to bring a leash with you and keep her on the leash.
Stop.
And then you take a pole, and then when you have to get her to stay somewhere, you tie her to the pole so she can't move in that 5-foot radius.
Basically.
Just tell her to look at something and just sit there for a second.
Okay, describe Fletcher now.
I sound super condescending
He's
now that I
like,
think
"Fletcher's
about
pretty
it.
cool."
Oh, you never sound condescending.
No,
except for
never.
right now.
I'm never condescending.
To
Oh,
be
shut
honest,
up.
I really don't know.
Condescending. I didn't know what that word meant until like 2 weeks ago.
Me neither.
Wow.
What does that mean?
You're 16. You didn't know what
I'm 15.
Oh, yikes.
I don't turn 16 until July 30th. I
I'm
can't.
older
You're
than
young.
you.
Everyone
You're
is
older than
I was
somebody.
Brooklyn older than you.
I'm never older than anybody.
Wait,
Except
Cole,
me.
how
I
old
should
are
be
you?
a
15.
freshman right now.
My birthday's in
technically.
April.
That
We're
makes
the
me
two
feel-
oldest people in here.
I'm older than you.
Yeah, but I
What
started
was it?
driving first, so I win.
That's.
I don't think that's all that
I
works.
was born.
She's like, actually, I started driving first, so technically I came
How
out of
old
the
was my
womb
first
first.
Well,
if you
no,
really
because
think
I had
about
the
it.
I came
perks
out
of
of the
being
womb before
16
you.
before he did, is what I was
That's
getting
true.
at.
True.
See,
Stupid.
You and Fletcher were in cross country together and
Oh, yeah.
went to Walnut Grove together, so you have to have some kind of dirt on
Walnut Grove
I
is
mean, I
superior.
really just don't have dirt on
Why are you running
anybody.
into me?
Except for Landry.
What?
Just kidding.
Landry. I
Yeah, I'm
didn't
waiting
do
for him to
stupid
describe
stuff
me.
at Walnut Grove.
I have.
Yeah, neither
Me
did
and
I.
Benji have a really good picture of Fletcher though.
Oh, I do have a very good picture of you. You're like
That
dying,
was-
and then the guy
I
behind you is like,
slipped. Cause I think I've like, I can't remember if I went over this like in the podcast, but we
We'll
were like,
post it.
we were in this like 100-meter like
yes.
dead on
You were
race.
turning into the curve,
Yeah, and then I
turning in.
slipped on the
Yes.
gravel, and as soon as I slipped on the
Oh my
gravel,
God.
I was like mad because he was
Yo.
gonna beat me, so I made that face. But he got the picture as soon as I made that face.
I
If
have
you
a
want to
picture
see the
right here.
picture, follow us on Instagram at runningback_pod because I will be posting
good
I want to
point.
see this.
immediately
Yeah, I'll show
after
you.
this
Okay,
podcast
yeah, please
ends.
show me.
Do you have any descriptions for Cole?
I don't know. I really can't get off. my
Okay, I was
mind off of
expecting that.
that one time when you told us that story that like you took the picture of Brooklyn on that one time.
Oh my god, she told you
I was
that?
like, oh, that sounds like Cole.
Wow, you don't even know me. What the heck?
I don't know, but we do ride the same bus though.
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask that. Well, that's. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna ask that question anymore.
Would you wait for me? And I'm
Cole
using-
came prepared with questions.
I was writing them down while we
Oh
were here.
snap!
Okay, Cole.
I am not
snap.
prepared with
It looks like
anything.
he's
Well, do we
crushing
want to
them
go into my hot topics, or is that for your ending?
This is the ending.
Okay. Well, my hot topics for this week have been really. Oh, sorry. I dropped my roll of tape.
My roller tape.
I have been doing experiments all
yelling?
week. So the thing can
So
hear
The
me.
camera.
So
The
it can.
thing.
I
The
found
thing.
it.
I've been doing experiments all week about my hot topics, and I've been
God,
thinking
my-
hard. I've been thinking very
You
hard.
didn't get this from a website?
No, I made these up. Well, I
Apparently,
didn't make them up.
apparently.
Crunchy or creamy peanut butter?
Creamy.
Fletcher.
Literally,
Wow.
everyone in here is gonna say
Creamy.
They found the picture. You can't see it.
The guy in the back is my favorite.
I know.
You
it's
can
like-
see it if you follow us on Instagram.
Yeah,
You
go
put it up
follow us
on the video
Instagram.
if you want
You look like you're dying. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah,
I don't know
right.
what was being said
Okay.
before that.
Crunchy or creamy peanut butter?
Oh, neither. Peanut butter is gross.
to. What?
Oh, I'm gonna
Same,
be
but
That's a
like,
totally different discussion.
I genuinely enjoy.
I know.
What?
I'm
Landry's.
actually offended now. that she
Peanut
said
butter
that.
I'm
isn't
so sorry
my
you're offended.
favorite.
It's
you
so
know.
gross.
But crunchy or creamy?
Creamy.
Here's the thing.
Creamy, right?
Creamy on the bread,
Exactly.
crunchy on the spoon.
No. What? You eat it off the
just
spoon?
spoonfuls of-
Your mom cooks. My mom doesn't.
Why are you yelling at him? Oh my god.
But you cook. So I barely.
You made shrimp tacos. Don't even.
Yeah,
And
you,
really
you
bad
do
spaghetti.
use. I forgot you do use peanut butter for tacos.
I can see Brooklyn
What?
in her little
Oh, sure.
sweatshirt on the couch with a jar of
Yeah.
crunchy peanut butter.
No,
and a
and don't forget the
spoon, just
Oreos.
eating
Don't
it.
forget the Oreos.
Dude,
Dipping the peanut
I'm so
butter.
excited.
That actually sounds
My
good. Oreos
my
and peanut
zero
butter.
waste thing is over on Sunday, so you bet your butt I'm about to go buy the entire package of Oreos
I
and
will
eat them by
personally buy
myself.
you Oreos for
Aw,
your.
thanks.
That's what love is, guys.
Couple things.
Couple things.
Teens.
How about you, Cole? Crunchy or creamy peanut butter?
Creamy. That's a cool question.
Exactly.
Alright.
Well, do you want to
Creamy.
hear my thought?
This
my
is
thought
stupid.
bubble?
This is
Fletcher
irrelevant.
hates it.
The next one.
We have-
Next one's better.
Braces. That is what determines whether you like crunchy or creamy peanut
20
butter.
minutes
Or
in.
just
and
a
We're
taste.
still
All
doing
had
this.
braces in here.
People don't like oatmeal.
Who's had it? I still have
Because of
them.
the
Well, I
texture.
saw that after that. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Did you have braces?
No.
Did you?
Yeah.
He did,
I had
and he's a
braces too.
creamy
But
guy.
do you like creamy peanut butter better than
And he's
crunchy
a
peanut
creamy-
Yeah,
butter?
I've never had crunchy peanut butter.
Exactly.
It's the texture too.
Exactly.
I really
It's
like
the
the texture.
texture.
I get it, I don't like it on the
You
bread.
want to like.
It doesn't matter if you had braces or not.
Yeah,
it's just the
it's a texture
texture in
thing.
your
It's just like
mouth.
saying-
We're gonna
oatmeal.
have to get my dad on the podcast and talk about this
This is
anyway.
the most intellectual debate we've ever had on here.
Bone in or bone out chicken wings?
Bone in.
Bone in.
Bone out.
Why is that a
Bone
question?
out.
Thank you!
Freaking
Yes.
chicken nugget lover looking.
That's too much work. Why work harder
It also
to eat
takes
food?
away,
It
like,
tastes
Hard
good.
because it tastes better.
Yeah,
The
they're
bone
not
is
breaded.
it takes up the
They're
space.
not
breaded! What the heck?
Should be.
I
It
need
gives
to
it
not
more
be here
flavor.
now.
What is wrong with you? Oh my goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting a little feisty here in the studio.
Gives it more
The
flavor.
bone doesn't
I'm here to give you a
flavor.
peaceful ASMR segment while we have Landry and Benji argue in the background. Now, back to the
I
podcast.
didn't say it has its own.
Shut up! You are wrong.
You just want to skip the
No.
sports. Hey,
Where
hey,
the
let's
bone
all chill out.
is where the chicken should be.
Correct.
We'll make a poll on the Instagram. Is hot dog sandwich? Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, it's a hot
No,
dog.
it's a hot dog.
Well, okay, I wrote down the definitions because I looked it up this morning. A sandwich is an item of food consisting of two pieces of bread with filling between.
Brooklyn.
It's one piece of
Brooklyn.
bread.
Wait, wait.
We're 20
Wait.
minutes in. We haven't even got to sports. Can we please?
Yes, hang on. I have to get to this part. I've been waiting all day. I looked up what the definition of a hot dog was, and it says a person who shows off. So therefore, we will never know.
What's the
Wait.
source
that
of
he's a
hot
hot
dog?
I'm gonna start calling people hot dogs now.
Oh, I know how to describe Brooklyn now. She's a hot dog.
Thank
You're
you.
such a hot dog.
I'm a hot dog, like Goofy from Mickey Mouse.
Wait, did Spencer like
Where are you going with this,
what
bud?
is he calling?
For anybody who doesn't know,
What's up,
Spencer is a
dog?
person in this class. I don't know.
Big
what
dog,
Benji's going on.
Spencer
on?
from
What's up,
Media.
hot dog?
Yeah, he
What's
said,
up,
"What's
big
up,
dog?"
big dog? What's up, big hot dog?"
I start saying dog now because of Spencer. It's so annoying.
You say dog?
Yeah,
Spencer
I don't
is
even
one
know
of
if
the
it's a
media
joke or
kids.
anything.
Dog.
And
Sup,
so
dog.
he also works at Chick-fil-A. If you see Spencer at Chick-fil-A, tell him what's up, big dog, or what's up, big hot dog.
Or
Big
just
hot
like
dog.
yell it.
And this is
back in the
gonna
kitchen.
bring us into our next segment.
Talking about sports with Fletcher.
Voice crack.
Cole, Brooklyn, Landry, and Benji are also here today.
Nice.
I had to think about who all was here so I could get everyone. Okay. Playoff basketball started last week, actually. The girls beat Poteet in their... That rhymed. They beat Poteet in their
wasn't it.
first round of playoffs last Tuesday. Then they moved on to the next round to beat... I can't remember exactly who it was, but they were in Kaufman on Friday, and they won that game. And then they moved on to the regional quarterfinal round to face Jacksonville, 10th ranked in the state, big underdogs coming into the game. And they came out and they won. They were tied going into the half, tied going into the fourth quarter, and a really crazy last minute to the game. And you can hear the description of that on our coach's show that went up yesterday. Coach Tennyson kind of described what went on in that game. But kind of an odd ending to the game. I think we were tied, or we were up by like 1 or 2, and then we ended up shooting a couple threes and going ahead. But we are headed to the regional semifinal game
Whoop, whoop.
Woo.
on Friday, which is actually tomorrow. I had to think about it.
Are you
I
going on the
did
fan
so hard.
bus?
No, I'm going to the boys' game, but we'll get to the boys right now. They had their first round of playoffs on Tuesday against Mesquite Poteet, like the girls, in Cedar Hill. I was at that game.
Nice.
You got me thinking about crunchy peanut butter. They won 45-31. Pretty close game the entire time until that last fourth quarter. We kind of went ahead a little bit. So they'll play in Rockwall against Royce City. Wait, no, that was the girls. Just kidding. We play in Rockwall against Mount Pleasant. That's who we play. I remember. I have a good memory.
Or like,
We play them on Friday as well in Rockwall. So there's 2 games. The bigger game is the girls' game because it's obviously the regional semifinal. If they win this game, then they're going down to San Antonio for the state tournament. So big game for the girls. So be sure to head up to that one. But I will also be at the boys' game for radio, calling in to the main station in Garland where the girls' game is going to be, giving updates. So support both teams. You can listen to it on Panther Radio. All of the action will be covered. Now to soccer.
Do you want me to do soccer?
Yeah.
Okay. The varsity boys soccer won against Cleburne 2-1. And the varsity girls, do you want to talk about it? Landry's on our varsity girls soccer team. She's one of the goalies. One of the
Actually,
goalies.
I get offended
One
when
of the
people say
goalies.
goalies instead of goalkeepers.
I'm
It's
sorry,
actually
she's one of the goalkeepers.
I actually wrote down goalkeeper on the question, so I mean,
Thank you.
Wow.
I appreciate you.
Cole knows what he's doing.
They won 2-0.
It was a good game. We won in the last 2 minutes. Lizzie Simpson hit a banger from 40 yards out.
is that what they call it, or is that? do they call it bangers? Like,
He's like, I thought we only called songs bangers.
I didn't know they actually called it. Like,
That song was a
What do you call it? What do you call it?
banger,
Baseball
dog.
hit? What do you call a good hit in baseball? What's that called?
a dinger.
A dinger.
A
Yeah.
dinger.
Yeah.
Or
I thought
you-
I was about to say
Is it like-
banger.
is it like-
A banger.
Too.
A swinger.
Swinger. That's a strike. That's a swinger.
I'm
Maybe
really
Benji can just do sports commentating for
That's a
baseball.
backward K.
That's a strike. That's a.
A swinging strikeout is a backwards K.
Huh?
Okay,
That's
anyway.
what the
I
symbol is.
understand.
Exactly.
I don't know where we're at right now.
Girls softball. Do you want me to do it too?
Girls soft. I thought Landry
I
was
was
still
talking
talking
soccer.
about her
Oh, you're still going soccer? Go
Yeah.
soccer.
I said like one thing.
We
Okay, go.
interrupted her
I'm
with
sorry.
bangers.
Anyways,
Bangers.
Lizzie in the last 2 minutes hit an upper 90 shot from 40 yards out. It was pretty epic because we could not get a goal. And then Mariah scored in the last 30 seconds as well. It was awesome. I actually did not play because I'm out and hurt and was on crutches on that game.
We're still
So-
practicing now.
Okay, we're not talking about how stupid I am, Benji.
Stupid.
I
We're
could.
moving on. I kept practicing on it, and then BG yelled at me because I didn't practice on it, and now I'm not allowed
And
to practice
Benji
anymore.
yelled at her, too.
And Benji. Benji actually pushed me, and it made it worse. So I
What?
blame him
Wow.
for me being
I
out.
told you not to practice.
You
You're like,
shoved me in geometry, and it
Oh.
twisted. It's Benji's fault. I'm hurt. Okay, moving on.
Girls softball. Do you want to? I can.
Girls softball. Quick rundown. They had a tournament at home. They had a 1-7 loss versus Georgetown on the 20th. Then on the 22nd, they had a 3-4 loss against Centennial. And then this is all on the 22nd. They had a doubleheader. Their next game was against Red Oak. They won 11-1. So pretty satisfying score against the district rival Red Oak in their tournament. Now we have wrestling. We have some state champion wrestlers.
Wrestling.
Felix Saunders is your state champion.
Woo!
Jackson Carter for the second time. First person to do that since Joey Chapman. Him and Joey Chapman are the only two Midlothian athletes to be two-time state champions. Jackson Carter won state 2 years in a row. Marshall Hodges got state runner-up. Very exciting for him to start wrestling next year as well, just seeing how good he's been this year. But the Panther Wrestling finished the season as the 5A runner-ups, which is very impressive for our state wrestling team. So congratulations.
And that was.
Talking about sports with Fletcher, Cole, Brooklyn, Landry, and Benji make comments as well.
Not cool.
All right, guys. I got some interview questions for you guys. Some of them are pretty
Running
personal.
out of time with Cole. Oh, that
You
was a
sound like
bad
the guy
one.
from
Andy.
No.
No.
Oh,
From
you
Andy?
do sound like Andy. Oh my
He
god.
is Andy, but you sounded like the guy from Polar Express with the beard.
Oh yeah,
When
and
it-
they're pulling the Speaking to the Oaks.
I hope you just blew that mic out. You're doing that.
Anyways, guys.
So loud.
First, we got a question here for Benji. What do you do in track? Like, what do you run?
They stretch for 2 hours.
He runs fast.
It takes up the
for a
soccer
good 2
field.
hours.
Oh, so annoying.
Sorry. I don't know. I am in jumps. Long
Jump.
long jump and triple jump, and then running. It's really to be decided because they're putting me in really everything. like even sprints, like the short sprints, which is insane.
Like 100?
Yes.
Nice.
They put me in the varsity 100s this past week,
That is
Oh,
not
or
for you,
a
bud.
week and a half ago, and it's pretty. I didn't get last, which is good,
I was
but
gonna say, did
I
you
did get
place?
first. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know. I got a straight middle. That was about it. But yeah, I could really do anything in track as right now.
That's cool. Hey Landry, do you think it's more stressful being the goalkeeper or being like a normal player during soccer games?
Oh, a goalkeeper for sure. Because you're the last line of defense. Everyone's looking at you. When you get scored on, no one thinks about who all it goes through to actually get to you. You just think it's the keeper who messed up. And also, we're in a different color. So it's obvious when you screw up compared to just hiding with like the rest of the pack. And that's not me trying to take away from field players. Their job is hard too. I just think specifically being a keeper, being 5 foot keeper is extremely difficult. Oh my god, that's my strange talent. That's my usual talent. I'm 5 feet tall playing a position where I need to be 6 feet tall.
Okay, this next question's kind of confusing because this entire podcast. So remember last year we had Spanish together?
Oh yeah.
No, awesome.
Yes, no,
Anyways,
yes I do. Yes, I do.
okay, whatever.
I
No,
remember
it's
we had
fine.
Spanish together fall. No, yes, I do
Sounds
now.
fine.
No, I had to think about it for a second, but yes, because I
Okay.
forgot who my Spanish teacher
Well,
was.
the question was just, do you hate me? But I mean,
No!
I think it's just your sarcastic
Cole
one,
asking
and
a
I'm
real
basically
question.
saying,
Literally, if I'm going to be honest, everyone thinks I hate them when that is just not the case. I don't know
Truly.
you. You could be the best person ever and I don't know.
Truly.
Well,
So no,
that's-
I don't hate you.
It's definitely right. Okay,
She does hate some people.
I hate Benji.
Yeah, she does.
That's tough.
Benji, this is a great question for you. How do you deal with Brooklyn?
I knew it was
Just
coming.
in general.
He's like, I passed her off to
in what
Landry.
way? In what way?
Like, just in general.
What's in general? There's so many situations.
I don't know, just like...
Which he's having a mental breakdown.
Not that. That's
He
that's
gives
good.
her
Just-
to me.
At school, how do you deal
At
with
school?
me?
Like in
being
public
myself?
places, too.
How do you deal actually just having to be Brooklyn's boyfriend in general?
Treats her like a dog.
Usually keep a high head.
What?
Like,
Huh?
What does that mean?
like, stay positive
Oh.
in a way. You know?
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Down everything.
the final question is for both of you. Do you guys enjoy this podcast? Are you guys
I do
having
enjoy
fun?
Yeah,
this
that's pretty
podcast.
enjoyable.
So y'all listen to the podcast?
I do.
Probably more than I do.
I listen to the
Definitely more
podcast,
than I
and
do.
throughout me listening, I text Brooklyn everything because she called me spunky last week, and I got offended.
She was genuinely mad.
I literally texted her, and then I told her that I think I was like, Danny Phantom was my crush, my celebrity crush.
Oh yeah.
He was.
Benji doesn't have a celebrity crush, but me and Landry do.
for sure.
So.
It's women.
Shut up.
It's straight women. Women are weird.
So, do you think we ran out of enough time?
Yeah, I think we're good. This was...
Wait, let me do my...
I'm turning on the
If you want
phone.
to email us to tell us any shout-outs or
Or a funny story,